point that is going to come today. So in 7-1, there were 3 vocab terms that I wanted you to remember. What were the 3 vocab terms? Okay, ratio, proportion, and scale factor. Okay, there were, and I'm frozen, so you have no idea what I'm writing down. Why am I writing? Ratio, proportion, and scale factor were the 3 vocab terms we learned in 7-1. We read through word problems where you have to set up your own ratio, and you need to reduce that fraction in simplest form. I think there was a problem with sheep on your 7-1 worksheet, something like 4 to 6, and that reduces to 2/3. So if Sawyer's trying to get all his points, he'll completely reduce his fractions. I'm not going to take off much, but eventually it could be hurtful if he does it like 20 times, but I doubt he would. Okay, proportions are 2 ratios or 2 fractions that are equal to each other. So as a reminder, a proportion looks like a fraction equal to a fraction. That's when we got to cross multiply and solve. So when I hear proportion, I automatically think about cross multiplying. And then the last topic we talked about in 7-1 was scale factors. What kind of problems were we using scale factor on in 7-1?
Ms. Compton?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we please have Joshua Camacho to check out?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What kind of problems in 7-1 do we need the scale factor for? An example. What example do I keep going to lately? Can you tell me that?
Your Eiffel Tower.
My Eiffel Tower. We talk about replicas, miniature replicas, and going to the actual building. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Toby. So you're not in trouble for 7-1 yet. So we figure out the scale factor going between like a model, like we did a model car, to an actual size car. The only issue that could potentially happen in your fraction is what? There was an issue in 7-1. And it actually kind of comes up in today's bell ringer. What do you need to do looking at my 7-1 there? Why did Grant put 6.5 over 156 instead of 6.5 over 13? What did Grant have to do?
You have to convert it.
You have to convert. You have to make sure you're both in inches, both in feet, or whatever first. Otherwise, 7-1's pretty easy, except no one really wants to deal with word problems. Are there any questions about 7-1? Okay, you did your tiny worksheet. I posted the key to the tiny worksheet. If you looked at that, honestly looked at that, and had a question about it, you want to ask me so we can go over that problem, because I am that person who puts repeat questions on things. I am that person. Okay, and then yesterday we did 7-2, and we did it so fast. Show me the first page of the 7-2 note. Were there any questions about what we discussed yesterday? Tell me what makes polygons similar. What do they have in common? They have to have the same. They have to have the same angles. The first thing you check is the rainbows. Do all their rainbows match? Or if they have numbers inside, do all their numbers match? If so, they could possibly be similar. If not, and we've not had any trick ones yet, but I am that person, so you know eventually you will. If the rainbows don't match, you can't do any more math. They're not similar.
What sheet is that?
7-2 notes from yesterday. There were 2 great. Did you get in this Monday?
No, I thought you handed me this.
You went in the Monday. You looked on the right. You got the bell ringer. Did you look behind it?
I didn't get anything. You just handed me this. I thought that was it.
No. Why did you not look at the okay. Do you have bell ringer, Katie?
No, I don't know. I thought you handed me it. So
No, I'm not that nice. Okay. She got me halfway distracted. Remind me, when we were doing this yesterday, like 18 over 6, 15 over 5, 12 over 4, 21 over 7, what were we calculating? The scale factor. That is the scale factor. If you get the same number every time, then the shapes are similar because you could calculate a scale factor. We talked about the one squiggle is a similar symbol, and then what did we call this? Grant didn't write it down. I guess he knew I was going to steal his notes today. What is that called? Triangle ABC, similar to triangle RST. Has a name. It is a similarity statement. So on the worksheet on the back of the other notes, it'll say find the scale factor, which means do what we were doing when we were comparing the sides and writing fractions. If you get the same number every time, then you need to write this similarity statement. The order of the letters matter in a similarity statement, the way the orders of the letters mattered in a congruent statement. So A and R must go together, B and S, C and T. You have to put them in the correct order, or you will not get all your points in life. Okay, when we're talking about scale factor, and we're not doing like the model Eiffel Tower, we're talking about between polygons. It's okay if you get a whole number. It's okay if you get a decimal. It can be either one. Okay, we worked through the menu problem yesterday. Did anyone have any questions about that? Looking back over your life now. We couldn't find the scale factor because we got 6 over 7 and 5 over 6. Those numbers didn't match, so there wasn't a scale factor, so they're not similar. The numbers did match, so this number is the scale factor, so they are similar. The only thing we could go back and do that the directions asked is they said write a similarity statement, so we could do A, B, C, D is similar to R, S, T, U. But is that absolutely necessary? Probably if the directions said so, but we didn't yesterday. It was okay. Okay, and then I see Grant, we skipped number 3, but we did examples down here where we found the scale factor. And if we got the same number every time, we wrote the similarity statement. So really, if I were to list out steps, because I'm still just not understanding, you want to find the scale factor. And if there is a scale factor, write a similarity statement. You can be honest with me and it won't hurt my feelings. This is kind of a boring section, and yesterday was kind of a boring day. Is there anyone who is confused on the bottom ones and wants me to go over number 3 today? Okay, well then last night I asked you to do the back of the 7-2 notes, but I'm not going to cry myself to sleep if that's not been done yet, because some people have come to me with some issues. So I want to go back over the second page. This is what I handed you, Katie. The second page of the 7-2 notes now. Why did I put that stack? Where? There it is. I told you in first period I did an awful job, and I think I did a better job with you, but I assume you're just so smart, because you are smart, that only doing 1 or 2 examples, suddenly you're a genius and you can figure everything else out in life. So, I recall, okay, you're not a genius. I recall we did example 3 and we did example 5 only. We didn't do 4 or 6. I want to go back over this process one last time. And I want to list out 2 steps, because that's where it's starting to make my life a little easier when I list out steps. So the first thing I did in example 3 is I found a scale factor. I found a scale factor. Now, the only way you can find a scale factor when so many pieces have variables is to find the 2 pieces that don't have variables. And that's why we did 6 over 4 and we reduced that to 3 over 2. If you don't like fractions and you don't want to reduce them, if you leave it at 6 over 4, you're still going to end up getting the right answer. So the first thing we did was find the scale factor. For us, it was 3/2. The second thing we did is we set up a proportion. We did our scale factor equal to some number or some other fraction. And that's when we did, you can either do x over 3, and we solved and got x equals 4.5. And really, then we do that same second step again where we set up another proportion. 3/2 with our scale factor equal to the sides with the other variables, so 8 over y plus 1. We solved and we got y equal 13/3. We did this yesterday, but I wanted to make sure you understood again because I felt like you didn't when you left me. Okay, so let's do number 4 and number 6 together. And then if you've not done your worksheet, by the end of class, I want you to, for real, like if you've not done your worksheet, then I guess technically you have homework. Because I want to see this worksheet completely done tomorrow. If you got stuck, get unstuck and fix it. The key is behind me, but it's missing the work, one, and it's also missing the similarity statements. Because if I give you that, then what are you going to do? Okay, so on number 4, my first step is to find the scale factor. So I'm going to use the two sides that have numbers. So in this case, I'm going to use 10 and 5. So 10 over 5. I get that that reduces to just 2. But I'm going to leave it as 2 over 1 because I'm wanting to eventually cross multiply. So I need someone in the top and the bottom. Are there any questions about that scale factor? If this problem was worth 4 points, Brandon got 2 points right now for finding that scale factor. Okay, the next step is we set up our proportion. You do your scale factor, which I'm saying is 2 over 1. But heck, if Brandon leaves it at 10 over 5, he's still going to get this right answer. 2 over 1, and then I'm going to do 4.5 over x. The 2.5 is just there to distract you. I cross multiply, I get 2x equals 4.5, so x equals something, 2.25. But even if RJ messes up when he cross multiplies, Lord knows there's going to be other problems where I'm actually looking to see how did RJ do when he cross multiplied. He's not going to get counted off a ton if he messes up here. He got 2 points for finding the scale factor. I'm going to give him his third point for setting up the proportion. If he can reach the right answer, great. But otherwise, he's only missed out on 1 point right now. Are there any questions on number 4? We did number 5 yesterday. We did not do number 6. And by golly, I should have, because number 6 is just like number 6 on your worksheet. They're very, very similar. So if we can do this one, we can do number 6 on our worksheet. My first step was scale factor. Can someone tell me the scale factor for number 6? Can someone tell me the scale factor for number 6? Well, I don't understand. Why are you stuck? Why? Why can't we find the scale factor? Because all the sides, like I see an 8 and a 20, but this left one, it doesn't have any sides with just numbers on it. We can't find the scale factor this time. That's okay. So we'll go to step 2, which was proportion. We're just going to have to set up our proportion without it and be okay today. If I put x plus 1 in the numerator, what number should I put in the denominator? X plus 1 goes with 8. And then, do I put 20 in the numerator? No. I need to do 3x plus 1 over 20. I cross multiply, get 20 times x plus 1 equals 8 times 3x plus 1. So I have 20x plus 20 equals 24x plus 8. Okay. I'm going to let you write that down. Someone needs to check me because my math is off again today. Good. I'm glad. So yesterday on the back on the worksheet, I told you to change the problem to y plus 2. Don't do that. It needs to be x plus 2. I'll show that in just a sec, but I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. Okay, and now I want you to be honest. Raise your hand. Don't even raise your hand. If you have, we'll do raise your hand reverse. Raise your hand if you have your 7.2 worksheet done. Completely done. 100% ready to go. It's correct. You saw the answer on the board. You know you're right. That's what I thought. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a chance to work on your 7.2 worksheet in just a second. Again, on the back yesterday, I told you to change that to y plus 2. That's a lie. It still needs to be x plus 2. You should question me when I want to change worksheets. I tend to be wrong. I'm going to give you a chance to work on that. But before we do, I do want to go over the bell ringer. I can let go of the 7-3 notes until tomorrow if we can get our checkpoint completely done today. But all this is only going to work out because I wanted to do an activity with 7-3. And that's only going to work out if you help me. If you get done with everything, then I need your help cutting so we can have fun with 7-3 tomorrow instead of doing another.